This is Mike Lorena. Welcome back to another episode of this little sanctuary we've built together, where language isn't just learned, it's lived, played with, and sometimes turned completely upside down. Language's Pedagogy Podcast. Today's episode is one of the curious, the rebels, the questioners. Because today we're asking, what if you learned a language backwards? Yes, you heard it right. I said backwards. What if instead of starting with hello, how are you, we began at the end with complex text, advanced conversations, native speed listening, and then deconstructed everything piece by piece? What would happen to your brain, to your confidence, to the flow of words that so often gets stuck when we learn the normal way? For the following minutes, we're going to unravel this fascinating idea: reverse learning. How it works, who's tried it, what neuroscience says about it, and most importantly, whether it might be the game changer your language journey has been waiting for, right? So, get cozy, pour your tea, or have your coffee, stretch your mind, and let's get delightfully backwards. So let's begin with the basics. What does it mean to learn a language backwards? Traditional language learning is linear. Day 1, hello. Day 2, my name is. Week 3, where's the bathroom? Year 3, maybe you can read an article without panicking. But some linguists, polyglots, and adventurous learners argue, what if we flip this model? What if from day 1 you dive into native level material? TV shows, podcasts, books meant for grown adults, not for beginners. You don't understand everything, of course. At first, it's noise. Delicious, chaotic, musical noise. But instead of memorizing isolated words, you absorb patterns, chunks, rhythms, intonation, authentic phrasing. Then, when you go back to study grammar or vocabulary, it's not abstract, it's alive. It's something you've already heard in context 1,000 times. This is backwards learning. Start with the end result, authentic language in the wild, and break it down later. Now, you might wonder, does this really work? Let's take a look at the real world of a moment. Think about how kids learn their mother tongue. They don't start with grammar rules, right? They don't learn present perfect continuous before they learn to ask for a cookie. They're thrown into the deep end of family conversation. They hear idioms, jokes, arguments. They understand very little at first, but their brain catches patterns. It guesses meaning. It fills in blanks. Eventually, grammar emerges naturally, from chaos to clarity. Reverse learning is, in many ways, an attempt to recreate this messy, organic process for adults who are used to neat textbooks and tidy lists. So, who does this? Let's look at a few famous people. Some polyglots like Steve Kaufman, Luca Lampariello, and Alexander Arguelles swear by massive input as the starting point. They binge listen, read entire books before understanding every word, and trust that meaning comes with time. Steve Kaufman, for instance, famously says, "Don't worry about what you don't understand. Flood your brain. Trust the flood." Others try the movie method. Watch a movie with subtitles in your target language, again and again, without translating every line. Let your brain marinate in the sound. Later, revisit phrases. Repeat scenes aloud. It's backwards because you start with whole, natural usage, not isolated words. But what does science say about this? Cognitive psychologists know that the human brain is astonishingly good at patterns recognition. It loves context. It loves redundancy, hearing the same phrase in different situations. When you learn backwards, starting with real input, of course, you activate the brain's implicit learning system. This is the same mechanisms babies use: absorbing, mimicking, experimenting. It's less conscious, but surprisingly durable. Grammar learned this way is less about rules and more about feeling what sounds right. However, research also shows that combining implicit learning with explicit study, reviewing vocabulary, drilling tricky grammar, creates the strongest result. So the magic formula isn't just go backwards or forwards. It's blend them intentionally. Now, let's bring this home. How can you, my great listeners, experiment with reverse learning? Here's a practical blueprint inspired by real polyglot hacks. First, start with authentic material. Pick a show, podcast, or novel, something you genuinely like, even if it's way above your level. Don't stress about understanding everything. Your brain is smarter than you think. 2. Listen passively, then actively. First, enjoy it as background music. Later, slow down, pause, repeat lines, mimic intonation, shadow the dialogue out loud. 3. Notice patterns. Keep a notebook. Write down phrases you hear often. Don't dissect every grammar rule yet. Just collect living language. 4. Then go backwards, okay? Once you love the sound, open a grammar book or app. Now, those dry rules feel relevant. Oh, that's what they said it that way in that scene, right? Then you start getting that question. 5. Play with output. Use the phrases you've collected. Post them on social media, message a language partner, record yourself speaking like your favorite movie character. 6. Repeat. The goal is not to translate your thoughts. It's to think in the flow you've absorbed. Now, let's get real about the challenges. Reverse learning feels chaotic at first. You may feel stupid. You'll miss details. You'll guess wrong. But it's okay. That's normal, right? In fact, that's the secret sauce. Guessing is learning. Every wrong guess fine-tunes your brain. Every misheard phrase teaches your ear to discriminate better next time. The biggest enemy is perfectionism. Many adult learners crave control. They go like, hey, tell me the rule first. Reverse learning says, feel the rhythm first. The rules can wait. If you can embrace that messy trust, your fluency grows roots much deeper than memorized list ever could. Now, let's talk about one powerful example: shadowing with native media. Shadowing is naturally a reverse technique. You imitate speech before you fully grasp every word. Your tongue, lips, and mind rehearse natural speed. You become a mirror and slowly a creator. Try it with news clips, songs, or dialogues. Don't aim for accuracy first. Aim for flow. Later, go back and decode words. This is reverse mastery in action. And this episode is sponsored by Pro Club Languages at MikeEnglishOnline.com, where learning has no limits. Are you ready to take your language skills, teaching career, or professional growth to the next level? Whether you're looking to master a new language, prepare for international exams, or enhance your teaching expertise, Pro Club Languages is here to help. At MikeEnglishOnline.com, we offer language learning for all levels and ages: English, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian, and more. English for specific purposes: business, academic, travel, and professional communication. International exams preparation: IELTS, TOEFL, CEFR, and beyond. But that's not all. If you're an educator, trainer, or aspiring teacher, we also provide workshops and seminars on pedagogy, educational psychology, motivation, classroom strategies, and innovative teaching techniques. Teacher training programs to help you stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of education. Expert insights on language acquisition, student engagement, and modern teaching methodologies. At Broad Club Languages, we don't just teach, we empower, inspire, and transform. Whether you're a student, a teacher, or a professional, we help you unlock opportunities, confidence, and success. Visit MikeEnglishOnline.com today and start your journey toward mastery, because learning is a lifelong adventure, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Ready to level up? Click the link in the description and join Pro Club Languages today. A question that I always get is, will I sound like a native if I learn backwards? Honestly, you'll sound more natural than someone who learned rigidly but never heard real speech. Your intonation improves. Your pauses, fillers, and hesitations become authentic. Perfect native-like pronunciation? Let's call it natural. Maybe not, but authentic, comfortable conversation? Absolutely yes. And I want you to keep this in mind. In one of the episodes that will come out soon, I'm going to have a really good talk with a great teacher, Anna. Wonderful teacher, met her on LinkedIn, and we're going to be talking about this nativism or native speakerism. Stay tuned in the following episodes. It's going to be really fun. You'll have a lot of fun there, huh? Now, before we wrap this mind-bending adventure, let's tackle a deeper question. Why does this method matter beyond the technique? Because reverse learning is an invitation to trust yourself, to trust your brain's ancient power to recognize patterns, to trust your curiosity, to fill gaps without fear. It breaks the myth that learning must be linear and controlled. It frees you to explore a language like a living forest, messy, wild, endlessly, but beautiful. So, my great listener, we just got to the end. If you ever felt stuck, bored, or afraid of your mistakes, flip the script. Start at the end, immerse yourself in native chaos, let your mind swim in sound, and then slowly, gently pull out the treasures. That's the heart of reverse learning. You don't just study language, you unravel it, you rebuild it inside you, and you discover a version of fluency that feels like play, not punishment. So, tonight, tomorrow, or this weekend, pick something way beyond your level. A movie, a podcast, a comic book. Dare to step into the deep end. And smile when you're lost, because every moment of confusion is a seed for tomorrow's clarity. And as I always say, Until next time, keep speaking, keep exploring, and keep growing. Forwards, backwards, and always bravely.